Well, hey y'all, happy Monday. Well, welcome back. All right, so I'm excited to present you with a new little format that I'm gonna try out for a little bit. It's gonna split our little show into 3 segments. Not super long, not super short, just hopefully a little bit more information packed. So at the beginning, we're gonna do a little tips, know-hows, info, what have you, either about gardening, about a specific plant or something in the garden. Then we'll do a little tour, and then the final segment is where we'll talk about kind of a make and take, like what are some things that you can do, make from your garden, take from your garden, give, share, etc. So I hope you enjoy this new little format that we've got going on, and let me know down below, of course, if you don't. But otherwise, check out what I've got for you today. So I'm over here with my borage, and that's something I wanted to chat with you about today. And I wanted to share 3 cool things with you about borage. First of all, it's an awesome edible plant. So everything about the borage, and that's this plant here, and I'll pluck off a little flower for you to look at. So it's got an awesome star-shaped flower, and some people, I think that's a name of it too that it might go by. So 3 cool things about borage are, 1, it's a awesome habitat for bees. So while I'm sitting here, there's probably lots and lots of bees coming by, and we found that it's an awesome little habitat for butterflies as well. So we've had quite a few caterpillars, which my friends who are butterfly moms tell me that those are painted lady butterflies. So they are hanging out in our borage as well. So that's one cool thing, is that it's a great pollinator source. It's a great thing to have in your garden for pollinators like bees and butterflies. And then the next thing that's neat about it is that you can eat it. So the girls and my husband Dale, they munch on the flowers all the time. They've actually, they've got kind of a sweet flavor, kind of like a grape does. Now the leaves, especially the younger ones, they taste like cucumbers, according to a lot of people. So you can use those in salads. You could use it maybe on a sandwich. A lot of people also use the flowers in cocktails, and back a while ago they used to actually candy the flowers, so you could put like a little bit of egg white on there and a special kind of sugar and let it cool out and decorate cakes with it or do different things like that with it. So it's edible from the flowers to the leaves. Everything I researched as far as the older leaves go is it's kind of better to use those when you're cooking, kind of like you would with spinach. So maybe you can have like some borage and scrambled eggs. That'd be good. And then the third thing that's cool about borage is that if you plant it near tomato plants, it's said to trick the mother hornworm, because none of us like having hornworms on our tomato plants. And if you think about it, the flowers of the hornworms really do look a little bit similar to the tomato flowers. And so if you are tired of fighting with the hornworms, then you might want to consider planting some borage alongside your tomatoes or your tomato plant area, so that hopefully that mother hornworm will lay on the borage and instead of laying on your tomato plant, and then she can munch up the flowers of that and the plant of the borage. So that's 3 little unique things that I wanted to share with you about borage. So none of the okra came up. I think it's because that first week I just really didn't get any watering done over here. So a couple days ago I planted some new seeds that had their little tap roots out, and over here We're starting to get some cantaloupes come up. This is going to be some loofah over here, and it has not come up yet. And same in this bag, no loofah, but we've got 2 new cantaloupe coming there, and we're going to put some more vine and things in this bag as well. The flowers are kind of in a rejuvenation point. A lot of them are going to seed, so we'll see a lot more come back, and they just got watered. So but look at that beautiful red baby down there. And so we're loving these flowers. And this is different from last week, is we pitched up our remaining hoop, what is this, a cattle panel, and we put it in between these bags. So kind of the weight of the bags, but then also we've got it tied at the bottom. But so far it's done pretty well. And by the time stuff starts weighing on it, then it should be splendid. We got strawberries going crazy over here. We are about to pick this one right here. It's this is big as ones that you'd find in the store. That's my hand, and that's how big it fits in my hand, and it just looks beautiful. And there's one back there about ready to change. But like I said, we've got tons of flowers everywhere, so this is a real blessing right now. All these pretty babies are happy. And this is some cilantro. These are what I think are some volunteer tomatoes that I pulled out and tried to see if they would grow, and some are doing okay. This is our patio garden, like our balcony garden if we were in an apartment. We've got lots of mustard greens going there, and our lettuces look good. I need to figure out where I'm going to put that stuff. Herbs look great. Look how beautiful that lavender is. This bed is just looking pretty. We've got more of the Scarlet Runner beans coming up. These are the first generation. I need to plant, I think I'm just going to go ahead and plant another watermelon, maybe another pumpkin in here. And then I need to clip out this little baby down here. Not much of my green beans came up. My radishes look happy. Those are some really good looking Aussie beans that I've got going on here. And kind of like with my tomatoes, I'm seeing some, weird colors come along with my tomatillas, but I'm gonna figure that out. The sweet potato pool is finally starting to look happy. This is the piece that's growing off the sweet potato, and we've got lots of happy lettuces going on in here. I think that might be a volunteer tomato with that and with that. So I'm gonna give it a little bit longer and see what it turns out to be. But like I said, quite a bit of the sweet potatoes are looking happier now, so I think we're gonna be doing well with this. And all this lettuce just got watered, so that's why it kind of looks like that. And my peppers and tomatoes are kind of here and there. Like, the newest things look good. This one's got a nice tomato on it. So several have got tomatoes, but several still look really sad. So I'm gonna have to figure this out, and I might just treat us all. See how those are looking all funny? So we got to figure out what this is, and I'm hoping to get it diagnosed tomorrow. And like, look over here, the top of this is all happy, but down here, so maybe it's resolved itself, but something is definitely not right for some of these. But then at the same time, there's a big beautiful tomato, so we're working through the paces on that. And here's a bunch of mustard greens that we planted. Kale coming back. All these darlings look great. I've kind of started thinning some of the deal because the aphids are showing up faster than the ladybugs are, and I don't particularly want any of my bean plants to get aphids. So I'm kind of letting some stuff go to flower and thinning as the bugs set in. Bells are just a real fun thing right now. We're constantly smushing them down. We've constantly got mushrooms coming in, and we're getting ready to put a bunch of more seeds in here because so far all the seeds that we've planted have come up. For today's make and take, we're gonna make a little bouquet. Well, I'm gonna start over here with some of these cornflowers, and I'm gonna take a purple one. And remember, you kind of want to cut the stems a little bit longer. That way you can always cut them shorter, you know, once you get to whatever you're using. And when I'm now, see, I've got a lot of length to cut this one, but sometimes you don't because it's got some other blooms on it. So you kind of have to make decisions based on that. And I'm going to grab this calendula right here. I'm actually going to take both of those, and that'll give me 2 calendula. I'm going to lay these down. So this will give me some kind of filler. This is cilantro, and I've got a really long piece of it, so I'll just be able to mold that into my vase. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get this pink cornflower, and I'm going to get it down here so that its side flowers can keep growing. And maybe we'll take this blue one since it's about to pass away. And since this cilantro right here hasn't flowered yet, I'm going to take it just for some greenery in my vase. You don't have to be, you know, a florist to make a flower arrangement. So we're going to start with our bigger pieces, like the green cilantro here. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to get the pieces of the cilantro that have got the white flowers. And I'm just going to make some cuts along here. And then I can go in and separate those. Now I've got some more depth in my bouquet. And I'm just going to curl that down in there. And now that looks like we've got a lot going on. So now I can come in with my calendula and start adding in some fun colors. So there's a calendula over there. I'm going to just take that leaf off. I'm going to go in there with the calendula. And then towards the front is where I'm going to go in with my bachelor buttons and round out most of my color here in the front. And this is just a pickle jar, and we tend to save our vases around here if we ever get any flowers. But if you don't have any vases or vases around the house, then just use a little pickle jar or a glass. I've made them in pint glasses even. So I'm just going to tuck in the rest of these bachelor buttons, and you'll see there that now we've got a nice little bouquet. Just real simple. You know, we were able to take and use some of the pretty flowers out of our garden and shape this into something nice. And now I'm going to go put this in front of one of my favorite neighbor's house and then send her a text to let her know that it's there. So there's one of my fun little tips for making and taking something from the garden. Okay, well, what did you think about that? I'm really digging the borage and all the cool things that we've seen going on with it. And when we were learning about all the different little butterflies that were laying caterpillars over there, my oldest daughter Maisie was like, Mom, why don't you talk about borage and tell everybody all the cool things about it? Which gave me the idea that, you know, I could go deeper a little bit on some of the different plants that we grow, that we eat, and the things that we do with them. So that kind of inspired breaking the show up into some little segments there for you. So I hope that everything is just lovely in your garden, and if it's not, if you've got some questions or anything that I can help with, let me know down below. But otherwise, I hope you're having a great day and that you're growing good.